As our planet faces growing environmental challenges, it's clear that the way we farm needs to change. Conventional agriculture has often been a major contributor to soil degradation, deforestation, and greenhouse gas emissions. But there's a better way. A method of farming that not only produces food, but heals the land and even reverses climate change. This is regenerative farming. Today, we're presenting the top 5 regenerative farming practices that can help save the planet, transforming how we grow food and protect the Earth's ecosystems. 1. No-till farming. First on our list is no-till farming. Traditional farming often relies on tilling, a process where the soil is turned over to prepare it for planting. But this practice, while it may seem effective, actually damages the soil structure. It exposes the soil to wind and water erosion, kills beneficial microorganisms, and releases carbon stored in the soil back into the atmosphere. No-till farming takes a different approach. Instead of disturbing the soil, farmers plant directly into it, preserving the natural layers. The undisturbed soil retains moisture, reduces erosion, and fosters a thriving environment for soil life. Earthworms, fungi, and bacteria, all essential to maintaining healthy, nutrient-rich soil. In addition to protecting the soil, no-till farming also plays a critical role in the fight against climate change. By leaving the carbon stored in the soil untouched, it prevents its release into the atmosphere. Over time, the soil acts as a carbon sink, drawing carbon from the air and locking it away underground. But no-till farming requires patience. The benefits build over time, and farmers may face challenges in the first few years as the soil adjusts. However, once established, no-till farms can increase crop yields and create more resilient agricultural systems, even in the face of extreme weather. 2. Cover cropping. Between harvests, traditional farms often leave fields bare, but this creates problems. Bare soil is vulnerable to erosion, nutrient depletion, and weeds. Cover crops, such as clover, rye, and legumes, are planted during the off-season, and they're not harvested for food. Instead, they work to enrich the soil. These plants protect the land by covering it, reducing the impact of heavy rains, and keeping the soil in place. They also add organic matter as they decompose, improving soil structure and fertility for future crops. One of the key benefits of cover cropping is the ability to suppress weeds. Instead of relying on herbicides, the cover crop creates a natural barrier, outcompeting unwanted plants and reducing the need for chemicals. And the benefits don't stop there. Certain cover crops, like legumes, have the ability to fix nitrogen in the soil. This natural process reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers, cutting costs and reducing environmental impact. Cover cropping also helps increase biodiversity on the farm. Instead of just one monoculture crop, the farm becomes a thriving ecosystem, supporting a variety of plant and animal life. The health of the farm improves as more species interact and balance the environment. 3. Crop rotation. Now let's talk about crop rotation. It's an ancient practice that has been used by farmers for centuries, and for good reason. In conventional farming, the same crop is often planted in the same place season after season, which can lead to soil exhaustion, pest buildup, and disease. Crop rotation solves this problem by breaking the cycle. By rotating different crops in the same field, farmers can naturally balance the soil's nutrient levels. For example, planting a heavy-feeding crop like corn one year, followed by a nitrogen-fixing crop like beans the next, ensures that the soil remains fertile without the need for synthetic fertilizers. Additionally, crop rotation helps control pests and diseases. Many pests are specific to one type of crop. When the crop changes, the pests lose their food source, reducing infestations. Diseases that thrive in continuous cropping systems are also disrupted when the soil is allowed to rest or support different plant species. This practice increases biodiversity, making the farm more resilient to environmental stresses like droughts or floods. It also enhances the farmer's ability to grow a wider variety of crops, spreading financial risk and ensuring a more stable food supply. 4. Agroforestry. Fourth on our list is agroforestry, an approach that involves growing trees and shrubs alongside crops or livestock. This method mimics the diversity found in natural ecosystems and has numerous benefits for both farmers and the environment. Trees in agroforestry systems act as windbreaks, reducing soil erosion caused by wind. Their roots stabilize the soil, while the shade they provide can help retain soil moisture, making the land more resilient during dry seasons. Agroforestry also boosts biodiversity. By combining trees, crops, and sometimes animals, farmers create a more complex ecosystem that supports a wide range of plants, insects, birds, and other wildlife. The trees themselves become habitats, creating a thriving environment that balances agricultural productivity with environmental sustainability. One of the most significant benefits of agroforestry is its ability to sequester carbon. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, storing it in their wood and in the soil. This makes agroforestry a powerful tool in combating climate change. In addition to these environmental benefits, agroforestry can also be financially rewarding. Trees can produce fruits, nuts, timber, or other products that provide additional income streams for farmers, making their operations more economically sustainable. 5. Managed grazing. Finally, we have managed grazing. Conventional grazing practices often lead to overgrazing, soil degradation, and the loss of plant biodiversity. But managed grazing takes a more strategic approach, mimicking the natural behavior of wild herds. In managed grazing systems, livestock are rotated through different paddocks, grazing intensely in one area for a short period before being moved to the next. This allows the grazed land to rest and recover, promoting the regrowth of plants and improving soil health. The result is a healthier ecosystem, with deeper-rooted grasses that prevent erosion and store carbon. Managed grazing doesn't just benefit the land, it also improves the health of the animals. With access to fresh, diverse forage in each new paddock, livestock are healthier and require fewer external inputs like grain or medication. Through this method, farmers can maintain productive pastures while regenerating the land. Managed grazing reduces the need for fertilizers and herbicides, increases water retention in the soil, and promotes biodiversity. And like agroforestry, managed grazing helps capture carbon in the soil, making it a vital part of a regenerative agricultural system. In conclusion, regenerative farming isn't just about feeding people, it's about healing the earth. From no-till farming and cover cropping to crop rotation, agroforestry, and managed grazing, these practices work together to restore ecosystems, rebuild soil health, and sequester carbon. These 5 techniques represent a pathway to a more sustainable and resilient future. By adopting regenerative practices, farmers around the world can become stewards of the land, protecting it for future generations while continuing to provide the food we all depend on. It's clear, regenerative farming holds the potential to save our planet. The question is, are we ready to embrace it?